This presentation analyzes and interprets the photographic works produced by Dorothea Lange, a photographer from the early to mid-20th century. Lange frequently shot photographs of subjects from the time period of the Great Depression in the United States, two of which I had selected to describe and discuss for the Farm Security Administration in an attempt to incite change. The first image of Dorothea Lange's that was selected to be described is titled Migrant Mother and was produced in 1936. This image is considered to be a gelatin silver print photograph, meaning that it was created by exposing photographic paper coated with a light-sensitive emulsion containing silver salts and gelatin to light from a negative that ultimately yields chemical development. Additionally, this photograph was created when Lange came across a mother and her children at a pea picker's camp. Lange manipulated angles, subjects, and artistic intentions to achieve this final shot out of 6 previous attempts. Migrant Mother is currently presented in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. This image is a black and white depiction of the aforementioned mother and her 3 children. Only the mother's face is visible to the viewer, while 2 of the children are resting their heads on their mother's shoulder, and the 3rd child, an infant, is resting on her lap. The mother's expression is anxious and worried, as seen with the deepened lines on her face along with her furrowed brow. Considering the time period and location of this photograph, the viewer is able to deduce that this mother is concerned for the well-being of both herself and her children. Migrant Mother is incredibly important to the field of photography, primarily due to its commentary on Americans' quality of life during the Great Depression. I can personally recall being shown this photograph in my 8th grade social studies class, my teacher encouraging myself and my peers to analyze, interpret, and draw conclusions from its content. This emphasizes the significance of such a work of art as it remains relevant throughout various periods of time. This image, in my opinion, adds a face to the Great Depression, allowing viewers to empathize with the subject and comprehend the gravity of the Great Depression as a whole. As per Chapter 4 of our course reading, this photograph can be categorized as interpretive, since it exposes the expressions of a subject, and ethically evaluative, as it comments on the treatment of certain individuals during the aforementioned time period of struggle. One component of this piece that is different from traditional photographs is the process of composing a gelatin silver print of it. Prior to my encounter with this photograph, I was unaware of such a process. My personal connection to the significance of this work stems from my constant consideration of how best to provide for others due to my own detriment at times. I feel drawn to the subject of this image for that reason, and I am able to empathize with what she might be thinking, feeling, and experiencing. The second photograph of Lange's that is to be interpreted is titled Damaged Child, Shacktown, Elm Grove, Oklahoma, and was also captured in 1936. This photograph is another gelatin silver print. It was found that Lange produced this image by using a large format camera and manipulating natural lighting to evoke a mood of intimacy. This work has been on display at the George Eastman Museum and the Museum of Modern Art in New York. Regarding the description of this photograph, the viewer is exposed to yet another subject from the time of the Great Depression, pictured in black and white. This subject, a female child, is facing away from a distressed and tattered backdrop and is looking directly at the camera. Value and contrast work in tandem to emphasize the poor physical condition of the subject by hollowing out her eyes and exaggerating her thin frame. This individual appears to be relatively emotionless, which evokes within the viewer a sense of empathy in combination with her physical depiction. Damaged Child possesses great significance to the field of photography, as it also comments on the state of the American people during the Great Depression but focuses on the affected youth. This photograph tugs at viewers' heartstrings, exposing them to the impacts that this time period had on the most impressionable of individuals, children. According to Chapter 4 of our course reading, this work can be considered interpretive since it evokes an emotional response from the viewer, and ethically evaluative, due to its commentary on the damaging nature of the Great Depression. Much like the previously analyzed photograph, Migrant Mother, Lange's approach to photography is unique because of its material, a gelatin silver print. I believe that this photograph is incredibly influential because it adds a new dimension to the viewer's interpretation of its main message. Children, too, were mentally, physically, and emotionally affected by the perils of the Great Depression to a great extent.